What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee the Prodigy back from the video, and today we're going to be going over some things that I would prefer not to see in the next season of NBA 2K Mobile. Obviously, some things that went on this season that I don't want to transfer over into next season. So, start off, we're gonna go into something that's very easy, I feel, so it shouldn't really be that big of a thing. Is the double boost shoes? I'm personally not a fan of them. So, if we go over to my collection, we'll scroll all the way down to my epic shoes because we have like a lot of shoes. If we go over to my collection of epic shoes, so basically I counted them out. 4 of my 20 shoes are double boost shoes, which is kind of crazy. So, for example, by double boost shoes, I mean something like this right here, where we have the Sun shoe. It's giving me +4 dunking and +1 to 3-point shot. That's not really helpful. This Lakers shoe give me +3 to rebounding and +2 to strength. Obviously, if I have a shoe that's going to give rebounding. Now I don't want the shoe to also have. If I have like a rebounding and strength shoe, I don't need for that shoe to have another rebounding boost. So I'm most likely going to throw that on a center because I don't need to throw that on like Russell Westbrook or something like that. Another example, this Jazz shoe right here, and then the last example, this Cavs shoe that I recently got that I'm kind of frustrated about because like that could have been a nice shoe with like all the Cavs players that they be having in the game. But yeah, I prefer not to see double boost shoes next season. Just put like some variety in shoes like this. We have this Lakers shoe, pretty good shoe right here. But I don't even know if they're gonna do the stats the same next season. But assuming they do, I'll prefer not to see double boost shoes. We got this Pacers shoe right here. Like these shoes, like just give them like different type of boosts. There are, let me see, how many type of boosts, how many type of stats we are. So we have 2, 3, 4. We have 5 different type of stats. There's no reason we should be getting the same one of this or the same type of stat twice. It doesn't really make sense. So I prefer not to see that next season. Next thing that I want to go over is the Giants of the Game / ankle breaker boost. So if you guys do not remember, it's basically the same thing. But Giants of the Game, we might have already passed this. We might have to scroll all the way down to ankle breaker. Oh no, Giants of the Game right here. So basically for this theme, the boosts were that the players get more boosts during the theme that they're going on in. So if we go over to the Kareem Jabbar, it says this card provides an additional 50% style bonus when this card participates in Giant. That's not good grammar. It's supposed to be in a Giants of the Game themed limited time event. Usually cards give you 20% boost for that event, but since they have like themes where they have like 2 players, they have 2 positions of players. So for example, this Giants of the Game theme, they have a center, and they have a power forward. And they like could have done like some other players. I feel like they could have put like a Tracy McGrady in there, could put like a Ben Simmons in there. I don't know, but like they don't need to like do this like because like this after this theme, like I personally like to use my boost after the theme. Like every single other theme besides those themes, you can use your boost after the theme. So, for example, you have this theme right here, Prime Player. Prime Player is like one of the most useful abilities in the game. You have this theme up here, which I think is also Prime Player. Quite a few of these themes recently have actually been Prime Players. So let me scroll down a bit more. Why there's like Team Loyalty? This is like something like to like the boost can have to be used. Even Clutch Time, which I'm not a big fan of Clutch Time ability, but Clutch Time ability, that's something you can use after the theme. I'm not a big fan of these themes. I also feel like it's kind of like a money play because the only way you can get the rest of those boosts for the other players is by using the what's the name, the court type players. They give a 10% boost per player because these players, like for example, you get a 35 and a 70 from having a power forward and a center in your lineup, and then you get the other 30% boost by having the court type players. Personally, I'd rather not see this in next what's the name, the next year or next season of NBA 2K Mobile. I'm not a big fan of it. If we go scroll down to ankle breakers, they did the same thing twice. Hopefully we don't see it again this season, but ankle breakers, they did the same thing. And also, it's also I really like, as I said, like I don't want to have like these players that I just can't really use in my lineup after a while, like because their boosts just don't really make sense. So as you see right here, 50%, same thing. They have point guards and shooting guards for this team right here. But yeah, hopefully we don't see something like that next season. Next thing I want to talk about is face designs, particularly frequently used players. So for example, if you hop into a game with the Stephen Curry, who's like one of the most popular cards in the game, one of the most popular cards in the NBA, one of the most popular players in the NBA. His face looks completely weird. I don't know what's going on. I have like screenshots and stuff like this, but like his face looks like weird. That doesn't look like Curry to me, man. It's like some random guy in the wearing number 30 playing for the Warriors or whatever. I guess whatever team you're using at the particular time. But yeah, that doesn't look like Curry. So hopefully they fix something like that. Like same thing, Giannis. Giannis, like for a while, Giannis has never looked right in his game. To be honest, what's the name? When he first came out, like before he was like super skinny. Now he's like kind of bigger, but also like his face still looks weird, and like his body type isn't really like the body, which I guess is kind of difficult for somebody like Giannis. But still, his face type is that it doesn't look like Giannis. So hopefully in the future they fix the what's the name faces of the Giannis's players like Giannis, players like Curry's, in the future. Next thing I'm gonna go over is the event hackers. I'm not in the nomination event right now, but there's like event hackers like every single event, which is kind of crazy. Whether it's like the fantasy finals event where like you start off the event 5 minutes in, somebody got a million points. Like, how'd you get a million points in 5 minutes? The game takes 2 minutes long. How'd you get a million points? Also, the thing is, like, if you see somebody had a million points in 5 minutes, just ban them, bro. Like, there's no reason somebody should have a million points in 5 minutes. I don't understand. Yeah, they got to do something about these event hackers, or even if it's like domination, where like somebody's like attacking your arena and they get like 100 to like 14 or something like that. It doesn't make sense. Um, is there anything else? I feel like maybe there's something in overtime too. I don't know if it's from like the overtime street thing. And then like if that's obvious, you can also bend it. Like some of these things are like too obvious. Where like if like you can see like I'm not sure if they can like track the domination games and stuff like that, but you can literally look at the leaderboard on like the fantasy finals gauntlet. The overtime, I guess technically, because that would be like the same like the points type thing, or even like head-to-head fans. People like hack their head-to-head fans as well. I would prefer not to see hackers next season. It's like an offline game. You're not actually really playing against people like that. Only time you're playing against people is like head-to-head. And like I'm not sure are there hackers head. I prefer not to see out of sync and head-to-head in those, but like I'm not sure there's like really like, hackers in like head-to-head as far as like their players like just hitting like half-court shots and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll prefer not to see event hackers next season. Hopefully they can do something about that, especially since like the issue is pretty obvious. I don't know, but moving on. Some other lighthearted things like, well, I guess head to head. We kind of mentioned already the how to sync thing, so I prefer not to see as many out of sync things going on head to head. I'll also prefer not to see like gold packs where you don't get any players. You wait 8 hours, or I guess you can wait 6 hours technically, because they give you like, or is it 6 hours, 4 hours? I guess technically for a gold pack, because you can watch an ad, but still. Waiting 6 hours, I forget how long it takes to wait for a gold pack, but waiting the amount of time it takes for a gold pack to not get any players is kind of crazy. Opening a super pack and not getting any players, I've actually done that before. Pretty sure opening a super pack and not getting any players also kind of crazy. Hopefully they just like change the pack outs where they make sense. They scale with the packs. Like I feel like a super pack should be like a guarantee, at least guaranteed two high power cards. So for example, I open up. I'm not gonna use it right now, but I open up both of these super packs right here. I expect to see at least either two pink diamond card, which pink diamond cards aren't really that good right now, or three pink diamond cards, or a variation of like a galaxy opal and a pink diamond, or two galaxy opals or and a pink diamond, something like that. I'm not a big fan like how head-to-head packs look sometimes. Like gold packs just be straight giving you no players. I feel like it's a big thing. Gold packs should have to give you players, in my opinion. Considering the amount of time you have to wait for them. Sword packs is a different story. I hope that they at least give like elite gear keys at the very least. Personally, also I don't really care about the boosts. So like I've never used a boost this entire. I have 11K fans. I've opened like generally all my head-to-head packs besides those two right there. I personally don't use boosts whatsoever, so I prefer them to not really give you boosts that much, because I personally don't really see the point in them. They could like remove like a lot of boosts in the packs for like actual players or actual items you can use on your team, something like that, where it's like players or gear keys, something like that. But yeah, moving on to the next thing is the the season's kind of crazy, but like the crazy amount of Zion cards that we got this season. So Zion like has not played a single game this season. Zion has, I'm pretty sure I counted it. Zion Williamson has 10 cards. Zion card literally has more cards than LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Zach LaVine has a crazy amount of cards. Zach LaVine has 9 cards too, which is also kind of crazy. I was like looking at players generally that have like a bunch of cards. Zach LaVine has 9 cards. They're all in the Bulls, which is just crazy. Like Zach LaVine, the amount of cards Zach LaVine has is crazy. I'm assuming it's because like the Bulls are a popular team, but like partly because he has like all these foundation cards. But same thing for Zion. But still, Zach LaVine has a crazy amount of cards as well. But more importantly, Zion has not played a single game this season. This dude has 10 cards. Zion, okay, as we were going over, like more cards than LeBron James, more cards than Kobe Bryant, more cards than Michael Jordan, more cards than Zach LaVine, more cards than Nikola Jokic, more cards than Joel Embiid, and that list just goes on and on. Like as the players, the player that I was kind of surprised had a lot of cards is Harden. I'm guessing because he's like on multiple teams. Because like Harden has like some same Sixers cards, some Nets cards, he has a Thunder card. So yeah, Harden I was also surprised to see also has a lot of cards. Some other players that I was surprised that Zion shouldn't have more than is, for example, is like Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's like literally like the cover athlete of the game. Damian Lillard, even though he's been injured the same season, but like, you could say the same for Zion. Zion has not played a single game this season. Damian Lillard has 7 cards. Zion Williamson has 10 cards. Zion Williamson almost had more cards than I believe it was Stephen Curry. Curry has 11 cards. Obviously because he got 2 finals cards for the finals MVP and the finals winner. He has more cards than Zion, but if he never like if he didn't win the MVP, of the finals, or if they didn't win the finals, because I don't see how they win the finals without Stephen Curry winning MVP. But what's the name? If the Warriors didn't win the finals, like Zion still have the same amount of cards as Curry, and Curry's like the most popular player in the NBA, probably. I don't know, but Curry's pretty popular in the NBA. And then I'm not sure whether or not, because I'm pretty sure I wrote this down, but I don't see it. No. And then the two players that had the most cards in the game was what's the name? Giannis and Luka, obviously for the Mavs and for the Bucks. But yeah, those players had a lot of cards. Also, what's crazy, some players that I don't feel like got enough cards this season. Started off, obviously I'm a Thunder fan, so we're gonna go over some other players. Started off, my boy Shea. My boy Shea barely got any cards. Shea has 5 cards this season. Shea has the same amount of cards as Marcus Morris, bro. Shea has the same amount of cards as freaking Marcus Morris on the Clippers, who's like, I don't know, like, why does Marcus Morris have a Galaxy Opal card? Where are Shea's cards? Please tell me. Somebody let me know where are Shea's cards at. Other players that I feel like, even though I don't really like his cards gameplay whatsoever, player I feel like could have got more cards is Pascal Siakam. Pretty sure Pascal Siakam, I'm pretty sure made an All NBA team. Pascal Siakam has 3, 4, 5 cards. And last week he had 4 cards. Last week he had less cards than freaking Marcus Morris. Why does Marcus Morris have so many cards? I don't know. But yeah, I like for some players to get some more love, especially if they're like playing at like the level of a Pascal Siakam, at an All NBA, upper All Star level or near All Star level. Some players like that. Also, I like to see more Dort cards, but you know, that's a different story for a different day. Dort might not even be on the team next season, which is kind of crazy. All right, so as I was saying, I'd like to see more Dort cards, but I feel like if they are going through that, I feel like they need to make more ways for us to add, for us to get different type of players from events, because obviously we're not about to get like a random theme, and like we're not about to get like we could have gotten it for like the defensive master. Was it defensive master? I don't know. What was it? Defender's theme. We could add a Dort card in here somewhere, but like these are all defensive player of the year type winners, but. I feel like we're gonna do a whole another video on some type of things I feel like they could add next season that will like make people want to play the game more. Cause honestly, as of right now, I'm not really playing the game that much. I got my rewards for Fantasy Finals. Fantasy Finals is like a low-key a boring event. Or also I might do a video ranking all the events in the game, but Fantasy Finals is a mad boring event. We're gonna do a video on how they can make this game like actually fun to play throughout the whole season. Cause as of right now, I'm personally not having a lot of fun playing the game. Well, I'm not having like a lot of fun. I'm just like leave it on auto. To be honest, I don't really play the game that much, but I feel like there's some things you can do to make the game more interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna do a whole nother video about that, and then as far as like some things they could do to make the game fun throughout the whole season. But yeah, those are some things that I feel like I don't want to see next season. Let me know down in the comment section some things you guys would like for us to not see going into next season that we have in this season right now. As I said, that was my list right there. Obviously, more Dort cards is the most important thing on that list. But yeah, it's basically gonna be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.